Hare Krishna, everybody. Now I'm going to talk about um, pure Krishna consciousness. And first, let me delve into the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam by, the book is by Srila Prabhupada. He is very pure. Srila Prabhupada is pure Vaishnava. And until now, everybody were kept in the dark, that is, including the great pure supreme Vaishnavas in this Kali Yuga. All the true secrets were concealed, but now as the supreme secret, the truth about absolute supreme consciousness is getting revealed in these videos. Now let us see how Srila Prabhupada has also given little hints about the supreme consciousness in Srimad Bhagavatam and in his purports and in his introduction. Let's first talk about, let me first give you a clear idea. See, there has been infiltration of irreligious gods into this universe, and they have been given Atiti Satkar, like Atiti Devo Bhava. Literally, Atiti is this irreligious god. They were given powers because they are really irreligious, and they have infiltrated into the universe, and they are now in this material world. They have been ruling this material world, and it doesn't mean that the supreme lords are not there. They are always there. They're always protecting us. Now let us focus on the introduction of the Srimad Bhagavatam presented by Srila Prabhupada. The conception of God and the conception of absolute truth are not on the same level. The Srimad Bhagavatam hits on the target of the absolute truth. The conception of God indicates the controller. In the God, Supreme Lord, is the controller. Let's take Sri Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He is the Paramatma. He is the controller. Whereas the conception of the absolute truth indicates the summum bonum, or the ultimate source of the energies. So, now there is a difference between the Supreme Lord and the Absolute Truth. Doesn't mean that they are different. They are all. We should always remember the concept of Bheda philosophy presented by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That indicates that I hope you remember the divine serpent form. That represents the absolute truth, the Vishnu forms, and his brothers, the other Vishnu forms. Vishnu and his forms, they are different but at the same time non-different. That is the secret of the supreme consciousness, Supreme Brahman and his effulgence, Vishnu and his forms. Now, but there is more secret, more truth to this absolute truth. And there is no difference of opinion about the personal feature of God as the controller, because the controller cannot be impersonal. See, this is a very important, this is about personal factor of the Supreme Lords. There's no truth about the formless and all that. That is bogus philosophy. And let's see. Ultimately, the chief executive head is also a person. The impersonal feature of the government is subordinate to the personal feature. So, without a doubt, whenever we refer to the control over others, we must admit the existence of the personal feature, because there are different controllers for different managerial positions. There may be many small gods. This is about much later. We have to deal with this smaller gods later. See, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva, first offers his respectful obeisances onto the Param Satyam, absolute truth. And because the Param Satyam is the ultimate source of all energies. See, this is what we should remember. Param Satyam, the absolute truth, is the ultimate source of all energies. The Param Satyam is the supreme person. The gods or the supreme or the controllers are undoubtedly the persons, but the Param Satyam, see, the gods or the supreme lords are also the controllers, but the Param Satyam, from whom the gods derive powers of control, is the supreme person. Ishvara is controller, but Parameshwara, see, here the Srila Prabhupada has used the word Parameshwara. The supreme person is called the Parameshwara or the supreme Ishvara. Parameshwara is the supreme conscious personality, and he does not derive any power from any other source. He is supremely independent. Now, let's talk about the absolute truth. I was telling you, remember that Vishnu is the supreme truth, absolute truth. That is Lord Sri Rama. And then again, I started discussing and the details about how Vishnu himself is two. And he's two, it's not like his brother. No. Brothers are there, supreme lords are there, but Vishnu himself is two. That's very, very important, because Lord Sri Rama is the supreme truth, supreme Brahman. So the Lord Sri Rama is absolute truth, but what the supreme lords are doing, they have very, very strict rules which everybody should follow. The Jivatmas especially, they should follow, so that their families are safe. Every Jivatma, every male living entity should become pure Vaishnava. For that, the Supreme Lords had already set the rules and regulations, and which was slowly the importance and the real rules and regulations were slowly getting hidden. They were getting concealed because of the irreligious gods. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the Supreme Lord himself, he is Vishnu form himself, he is the Supreme Spiritual Master, Supreme Brahman Effulgence. So he was able to give out those rules and regulations to the public, to people, to masses, even amidst of the irreligious gods. And there was still this he couldn't stop that gopi prem, gopis in love with Krishna, that and all. He couldn't stop that from infiltrating, but he was able to give out these prescribed rules and regulations. No meat eating, no animal misuse, no gambling, no smoking, no drug abuse, no illicit relationships. See, he was able to give these rules and regulations, and from that viewpoint, if we go ahead and read, we will be able to understand much more details about the absolute truth, supreme consciousness, and also about the demigods and gods, who are true, who are truthful, who are irreligious. We will be able to know all that. And very, very important concept Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given to us is about the supreme consciousness, that is Supreme Brahman. First, let me show you one thing. How do we actually, this is how we do the pranam. This is how we can do the namaskara. And if this is this is for the Supreme Lords, let's say this is for the Jivatmas, male living entities can do the pranama to the Supreme Lords like this. But if you truly delve into the Supreme Consciousness, you will be able to open up towards the Supreme Lords, right? This is how we surrender. This is how we are humble. We show respect to the Supreme Lords, the male living entities. And if you are in the true guidance by the Supreme Spiritual Master, he is taking us towards the Supreme Lords. And so Hari Bol, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Hari Bol, using his two arms up onto the sky, like he's surrendering to the Supreme Lords. See this? This is the mudra he uses. in saying Hari Bol, and he has opened up the supreme concept into an open book, and he's showing two. The absolute truth is two. That is, Vishnu has two forms, so we should surrender to them. Hari Bol. This is what Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu meant by showing the arms up in the air. Hari Bol. And now, so why did Vishnu give two forms? Let's first talk about, there is a lot more details about Matsyavatara and Kurmavatara. We'll deal with that later. But first, let me talk about the boar incarnation of Lord Sri Rama and his forms. He did not just come alone. He, with his family, everybody came in the boar form of incarnations. Boar is a living entity. That is also a Jivatma. That is also an animal, right? Boar. And what happened? The boar form of Lord Vishnu was fighting Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was Ravana. That is the demon form of Vishnu himself. Remember that. Demon form of Vishnu in human form is Hiranyaksha, who was very irreligious. I mean, to show that he was showing that he is more powerful. He was just digging up all the earth, putting all those landforms into the waters. He was creating havoc, literally. That is Vishnu form in demon. But what did Lord Sri Rama in his boar form do? In his animal form itself, he showed the demon that you should not hurt an animal. That's what he meant. Even in his animal form, even in his boar form of incarnation, he was able to destroy the Vishnu form in a demon avatar. So this is how he wants to show that animal misuse is very illicit, very illegal. And next comes this okay, so let's this is what is about Vishnu and his Vishnu, the two forms. Hiranyaksha was destroyed. Hiranyaksha, the Vishnu form in demon itself, is not allowed to ruination. Vishnu himself became this demon Hiranyaksha, one Vishnu form, and the boar form of Vishnu told to everybody and also to the irreligious gods that animal misuse is wrong. Okay, now let me show you some facts about the black holes. Excuse me.
Black holes are among the most fascinating objects in our universe, and also the most mysterious. A black hole is a region in space where the force of gravity is so strong, not even light, the fastest known entity in our universe, can escape. The hole is called the event horizon, a point of no return, beyond which we truly cannot see. When something crosses the event horizon, it collapses into the black hole's singularity, an infinite...
I hope you understood that the black holes, they were discussing about how the black holes are there in the universe and they suck in the light into it, into the event horizon, and then into the singularity of the black hole. The event horizon is the place where the black hole is it is sucking up, and this is how the jivatmas are getting sucked into the black holes and outside the universe.
dense point where space, time, and the laws of physics no longer apply. Scientists have theorized several different types of black holes, with stellar and supermassive black holes being the most common. Stellar black holes form when massive stars die and collapse. They're roughly 10 to 20 times the mass of our sun and scattered throughout the universe. There could be millions of these stellar black holes in the Milky Way alone. Supermassive black holes are giants by comparison, measuring millions, even billions of times more massive than our sun. Scientists can only guess how they form, but we do know they exist at the center of just about every large galaxy, including our own.
And now let me show you another video on Einstein Prabhuji. Let me show you one sec.
So Albert Einstein, we know this very, very smart dude.
Yeah, to some.
It made me think of that letter that Albert Einstein wrote to his daughter. He wrote, "When I proposed the theory of relativity, very few understood me, and what I will reveal will also collide with the misunderstanding and prejudice in the world. There is an extremely powerful force that so far science has not found a formal explanation to. It is a force that includes and governs all others and is even behind any phenomenon operating in the universe and has not yet been identified by us. This universal force is love. When scientists looked into a unified theory of the universe, they forgot the most powerful unseen force. Love is light that enlightens those who give and receive it. Love is gravity because it makes some people feel attracted to others and allows humanity to not be extinguished. In their blind selfishness, love unfolds and reveals. For love..."
Another important concept that I have to disclose is about from where these religious Brahma and Saraswati, and from where are they coming from. The Supreme Lords are telling that these irreligious gods are nothing but the viruses. What happened is the old universe, which was existing before our universe was created by the Vishnu and his forms. The old universe, which was getting destructed completely, it was getting destructed, but the remnants still which are getting destructed, the remnants, the viruses, there were some viruses, it seems, and they were left alone. They were not completely eradicated, they were not completely incinerated, because the lords are saying that they were miscreants and those viruses were very, very irreligious, it seems, in that universe, that is Brahma himself. And he with his clan have infiltrated into this universe. And I'll give you one more example why they are carcinogenic. Is virus is carcinogenic, and Brahma is the source of that with his wife Saraswati. The thing is, I hope you remember in Shyamala Dandakan thing, I was mentioning about how she was chewing this betel leaf and areca nut and limestone. If the betel leaf is alone consumed, that is anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. But when it is mixed with areca nut and limestone, it is very, very carcinogenic. This is fact. This is from the National Institute of Research. This is from the very, very authentic website, where they say that the areca nut with betel leaf and limestone, that is very carcinogenic. So I hope you understand that chewing of these tambulam and all, that is carcinogenic. That means it is virus. That means it is Brahma. That means the one whom you're worshipping as Kama Rupini and Shyamala, that is all very irreligious goddess. Thank you for your time. So I hope you were able to grasp the details of this pravachana. Hare Krishna to everybody. The whole the Supreme Lords are here. They want to tell you that the male jivatmas, the male living entities, should focus to become pure Vaishnava. Thank you very much.